Okay, so you've seen it everywhere, right? On social media, in those celebrity before and afters. But have you ever really thought about what's going on inside that little syringe of filler? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain. We're diving into the incredible science and the crucial art behind one of the biggest cosmetic treatments on the planet, hyaluronic acid fillers.
I mean, who hasn't wondered about this? What is the actual secret to that plump, dewy, youthful skin we're all after? You might be surprised to hear that the answer isn't some crazy new invention. It's actually something your own body is making, right now.
Yep, it's called hyaluronic acid, or just HA for short. And get this, it's not some weird chemical cooked up in a lab. It's a total powerhouse molecule that our bodies produce naturally. Seriously, think of it like your body's very own built-in moisturizer.
Exactly. So this whole idea of a fountain of youth, turns out it's not something we have to go searching for. The secret is already inside us. We just need to understand how it works.
Okay, so let's get into what it is. Technically, HA is a polysaccharide, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a type of sugar molecule. And it's everywhere in our bodies, especially in our skin and joints. It's got two huge jobs. One, to hydrate like crazy, and two, to give our skin its structure and, that nice plump volume.
But, of course, there's a catch, isn't there? As we age, our bodies just get a little, lazy at making HA. And that starts this whole domino effect. Less HA means less moisture, so your skin gets drier. Then your collagen starts to break down. That volume disappears, and, hello, wrinkles and sagging. It's all connected.
So if the whole problem is that we're losing something our body naturally makes, the solution seems kind of obvious, right? Let's just put it back. And that, in a nutshell, is exactly what HA fillers are all about.
And this is where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. One single molecule of hyaluronic acid can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. 1,000 times. It's basically a little super sponge, which is why it's so ridiculously good at bringing back that volume and hydration.
You can see why this stuff is pretty much the perfect ingredient for a filler, right? For one, our body's like, oh, hey, I know you. So it's super compatible and just breaks down naturally and safely over time. You take that safety, you add its insane hydrating power, and the fact that it's easy to shape, and bam, you've got the ideal tool for the job.
Okay, but hold on. This is where things get a lot more interesting. Because the biggest mistake you can make is thinking one filler is just like any other. That is so not the case. There is some seriously deep science that goes into making sure the right filler is used for the right part of the face.
Yeah, this is really the key takeaway here. HA filler is not a one-size-fits-all deal. Nope, every single syringe is filled with a gel that's been carefully, scientifically engineered for a super specific job in a super specific place. Let me break it down for you. If you want to build structure, like sculpting a jawline or a chin, you need something really firm and sturdy, like a dense gummy bear, But for filling in deeper lines, say around your mouth, you need something a bit softer. And for those super delicate little lines around the eyes, you need the softest, smoothest, thinnest gel possible, made with tiny molecules. It's all about matching the science of the product to the person's unique anatomy. And there's another bit of science that's super important here. It's called cross-linking. Basically, it's a process that links all those little HA molecules together, kind of like a net. This makes the gel stronger and way more durable. And here's the cool part. The more cross-linking, the longer it takes your body to break it down. We're talking results that can last from a year to even 2 years.
Okay, so we've got the science of what's in the syringe pretty much covered, but that's really only half of it. Now we got to talk about the art of it all. Because, let's be real, having the most expensive paints in the world doesn't mean you're going to paint a masterpiece, right?
A lot of people think getting filler is like, filling a crack in a wall with spackle. Just poke it in and smooth it out. No. It is an incredibly delicate and complex medical procedure that demands a deep understanding of anatomy. When an expert looks at a face, they're not just seeing skin, they're seeing this, a super complex 3D roadmap of crucial nerves and blood vessels just beneath the surface. A truly great injector isn't just chasing a wrinkle. They are navigating this entire map in their head with the tip of a needle. It's pretty amazing.
And to handle that complexity, the real pros use proven systems, like the MD codes. You can literally think of it as a GPS for the face. It maps out the exact spots to inject for the best results. But, and this is so important, it also highlights the danger zones.
These are the areas where you have a higher risk of hitting a major blood vessel. This is where that perfect blend of science and art comes in to keep things safe and get a great result.
And look, we absolutely have to talk about the risks. Because while HA fillers are generally very safe in the right hands, things can go wrong. Complications are real, and this is exactly why finding a true expert it's not optional. The biggest and most serious risk is something called an arterial occlusion. It's rare, but it's serious. This is when filler accidentally gets into an artery, which then blocks the blood flow to the skin. And if that's not fixed, and fixed fast, it can cause the tissue to die. We're talking permanent damage.
So what are the warning signs? What do you need to look out for? Two main things. First, sudden, really severe pain that just feels wrong, more than you'd expect. Second, a weird, immediate change in your skin color. It might look blotchy or turn really pale, almost white. That's called blanching. If you see any of that, it's a true medical emergency. You need help right away.
And I mean right away. There is absolutely no time to waste. Our sources are very clear on this. Treatment has to be done within 120 minutes. That's just 2 hours to prevent permanent damage. That 2-hour window really drives home how critical this is. So all of this, it really brings us to the single most important point of this whole explainer. When you think about the amazing science that goes into the product, and then you think about the incredible skill needed to inject it, one thing becomes absolutely crystal clear. To get a result that's both beautiful and safe, you have to have both pieces of the puzzle. You need that high-tech, perfectly engineered filler, sure, but you also need a true artist, someone with the skill and knowledge to know exactly what to do with it. You can't have one without the other.
So that leads us to the big final question, doesn't it? After all this, what is the one secret, the single most important thing that guarantees a great and a safe result? Here it is. The answer is, it's not what's in the syringe, it's who's holding it. The science is amazing, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, your safety and your results don't depend on the brand of filler. They depend entirely on the skill, the training, and the artistry of the person with the needle. Choosing the right practitioner, that is the most important decision you will make, period.